What's up, man? I know it's been a while, and finally, Deadpool car still in the shop, but I finally get a chance to work on the Duster. So I'm gonna work on that today, since I got some space and I got some time. Charging it up right now, getting the battery all charged up. It should be about done. Yeah, it's about done. So I'm gonna get that charged up, put some air in the tires, start the compressor, and put it on some jacks, because I got to get underneath and adjust the tension on my transmission cable that I replaced after I broke it at the drag strip. I pulled it off the trailer, put it in drive, nothing happened. So I had to get under the car and manually put the transmission in neutral to get it started again, to get it back on the trailer. So that was a bad day. That's a different video. But I got these new jacks that I'm gonna try out. And these things are pretty cool. They're pretty beefy, pretty heavy. And as you can see, these ramps come with jacks built in, so that way I can back the car up on the ramp and jack it up to get the back up high, and I can get under it a whole lot easier. So I'm doing that instead of buying a quick jack. I'm probably eventually going to buy the quick jack to get into the car easier. What's up, boys? What's up, Zilla? So I'm going to do that, get under it, adjust the transmission cable, check the fluids, make sure everything is running right. I got a lot of stuff to do to the car to get it race ready, but as it stands right now, I don't have to do too much to make it able to compete. I just want to be able to be fast. So first thing is put some air in the tires, charge the battery, get it up on the jacks, on the ramps, adjust the transmission cable, put some fuel in it. Got some race fuel right here, some 112 octane. Make sure everything's good. I got to fix the windows on it. Some of the fiberglass windows are rolling up sideways. Some of them are cracked. Some of the lines ain't right, but it's been in the family for as long as I can remember, so we're going to keep it running. Met one guy at the track, two guys actually, that had Dodge Demons, which is this car's twin brother. So I'm going to get some pointers from them, some tips from them, and maybe some parts from them, and see what we can do, man. Try to compete out here with the fellas, make some connections and get the car running right, so that way I can compete. Racing this car, and then the other car will be mainly for show. You know, still going to do E85. I want to see if I can get to 1,000 wheel horsepower in it. Two 900 horsepower cars is pretty cool. One show car and one race car. So that's the plan. Hopefully I'll have it here running in a bit. Definitely gonna have to open the garage, because that 112 octane have all us in here crying, trying to breathe. So I'll be back in a second. Well, she's gassed up, tires inflated, still charging, so I'm gonna have to move it over a little bit, just because this is in the way when I come forward, so I gotta back it up a little bit. I should have charged it last night. I didn't think the battery would be that dead, because I had the quick disconnect on it. It's barely at 60%, 57%, but I had the quick disconnect on it, so I disconnected the battery so it wouldn't lose too much power, so it wouldn't have been dead. It's not, but I'm gonna try to start it with 57% battery, just to get it over and up on the ramps, so I can work on it later, probably tomorrow. I'm gonna do a little bit throughout the week, get ready for the weekend. So we'll see how it goes, see if she cranks. It's probably been about 6 months since I cranked this thing. And making that mistake again. I normally crank it once a month. 6 months is unacceptable, even with the freeze and everything else that's going on. So I gotta crank it at least once a month, regardless of what the neighbors think about it. And it's not that the neighbors have a problem with the car. It's just that certain times of the day, I don't like to wake up the whole neighborhood out of respect. I don't think it'll have enough juice, but let's see. Power, fuel pump. Fan. Uh-oh. Got a little bit of fuel spraying out of the carburetor. Definitely don't want to start it like that because I'll set something on fire. Carburetors catch fire easily. I think it was coming from one of the relief valves on top of the carburetor. This guy right here. It's one on each side, one for each barrel. Tightened it up. So hopefully keep the fuel in the line and go into the carburetor instead of shooting out over the top of it. Let's try to turn on the fuel pump again and see what happens. I think it's funny that that happens a couple of weeks after my tuner asked me if I wanted to go fuel injected. And everybody says the Holley Sniper system, carburetor replacement, automatic fuel tuning is the way to go. So if I keep having carburetor issues, as it did catch fire on me last time, and most carburetors do if you pump too much fuel through it, it might be the way I go. And let's see if it holds fuel. Power, fuel. No, it's not holding. Still oozing out of there. It's not as bad now, but let's let it go for a little while and see what it does. Nope. Still pushing out through here. Must be a packing or something in there. And it's pooling right down here on my intake manifold. So if something were to spark, that would catch. And I don't want them problems. So I'd have to check to see what's going on in there. If there's a packing, O-ring or something that's corroded or dried. Tighten that again. See if it'll hold pressure. If not, we're definitely not starting today. She had more juice, she'd start right up. Whew. Race gas in the garage ain't a good sign. But we got it. Got it up on the ramps. You see how much clearance I get now. And fix the fuel issue. Tighten up the nut. on the pressure relief valve, and it held fuel. A little bit of back pressure from the fuel going in on this side too much. Got to learn how to adjust carburetors better. Disconnect the battery again so nothing sparks. Charge that up later. And as you can see, these Rams get us pretty hot ground. I can probably get under the car as it is now. Wouldn't be too bad of a squeeze if I got under there. Now, but the plan is that since these ramps have jacks built in, I can jack that up higher, which means I can get the front end higher, level the car out, and I can roll underneath with my creeper, adjust that transmission cable so it can shift more smoothly, and I can be able to go through all 3 gears as easily as possible. So the Duster's up and running. She's almost ready to go. So you'll see it at the track soon. I'm gonna get it right. Show car, race car life. Appreciate y'all, man. Peace. And if you haven't, like, share, subscribe, and you'll see more. Either the Dark Side Duster or the Deadpool Challenger. Either one, man. Race car, show car life.